Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Lonely Friday night. Welcome. Here we are. It is the one, the only, the loneliest name in late night. It's the loneliest show on all of the internet. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. So much to cover tonight on this, the loneliest Friday of all lonely Fridays. And why is it so lonely? Because on the wall, ladies and gentlemen, the man who's been asked for, the man whose time it is, Hot Dog. There he is.
How are you on this most auspicious of Fridays, Sam?
Did you just learn that word?
I did.
Yeah, way to use it, buddy. Way to use it. Nailed it.
It means about to be successful or, positive. Auspicious Friday.
Wow, look at you, all ready for those SATs. You are going to impress them. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. You know the rules. If you want us to cover something, and I bet I can guess what you want me to cover, super chat in, and we will acknowledge all super chats. Anything we don't get to for whatever reason, go ahead and super chat it in, and we will opine. Right, Hot Dog? We're here to opine, aren't we?
That one I haven't gotten to that word yet.
Can you guess what opine might mean? Think about it. Spell it out in your head and think about what it might be the root word for.
Pine.
Opine.
Apple. Sharp.
Opine.
Or sharp today.
No, opine, like to have an opinion. Opine.
Like a sharp-witted opinion.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Sharp-witted opinion. That's what we're going to be full of tonight. And you know that I love this show. You know that I love all of you. I love all of you. Hurt by the cold.
I love you.
That's right. This is all about the book of love because I've been so busy getting this show together. I haven't even had the opportunity to get my hands on Spider-Man 2. Can you believe that? I feel like Spider-Man was almost my return to video gaming, as it were. My videos.
Grand return.
That's right. It was a grand return. These video games that I play are very few and far between. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my latest return to video games, but it's usually one game is the return, and then that's it. Like, it doesn't lead to like more, and now I'm about it, and now it's like GTA, Spider-Man, Texas Chainsaw. I don't know what'll be next. I would imagine Spider-Man 2. I mean, can you imagine, though? 2 games in such quick succession? To go from Texas Chainsaw, which I'm still actively playing, to Spider-Man 2? Right here, but I don't see, everybody's talking about how this is just the greatest thing since sliced bread. Spider-Man 2, today is release day, out now, PlayStation 5. It looks incredible. There's symbiote juice all over it. I can't wait. And I hear the graphics are so good, it's almost like you can taste the symbiote juice. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's just PS5, right? No PS4, or is there a PS4 version?
Marvel Spider-Man 2 is finally coming out for PlayStation 5. Sorry, PS4 owners.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, the audacity. There's another word for you, Hot Dog. Audacity. The audacity that one would have to try to play a game like this on PS4. I mean, at this point, they've given you enough lead time. You can get your hands on PS5s now without having to go through somebody's hacked Twitter account. You can find them. It's time. You know, it's time to take full advantage.
2 years, right? Let's see, PS5 release. When was it?
I feel like it's more than 2 years. I feel like it's
2020.
All right, so 3 years. Now, we say 3 years, but let's be very honest. For the first at least year and a half, if not more, you would have to get them like you were getting Good Guy dolls in a back alley. They were sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
Now you can.
It was bad.
Yeah,
and I had luck. Luckily, I had a hookup.
You bet you had the supreme hookup. Let's be honest. You had the greatest hookup of all. One who puts others before himself.
You did. Gracious Mr. Roberts Claus over here gave me the Spider-Man 2 machine.
Hey, you don't have to tell anybody that. Don't let anybody know. I mean, well, now that you've said it, I don't want to interrupt you, but yeah, but I mean, I got one, obviously. It took a year after you. You had a year lead on me. I was able to get one after a year. And yeah, Spider-Man 2 is one I'm very much looking forward to. I had a lot of fun with that first Spider-Man. This one, you got both Peter Parker and Miles Morales in there. I can't believe it. And I'm only more excited with all the marketing. I feel like there wasn't a lot of marketing in the beginning. Like, it felt like at first, when it first dropped, they were like, this is what it's going to look like. And they gave a little gameplay footage, and they gave that preview, that like 12-minute preview video, where it was like, oh, you're going to be able to play as 2 different people in here. And we got symbiote Spider-Man.
Go to Brooklyn now.
Right. And then they just were like, chew on that for a while. And I feel like as it got closer to release time, they were kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's coming. You're going to get it. We don't have to do anything. And then boom, once release time hit, they were like, just kidding. Here's everything we got for you. Look at this. Is very scary. Look at this. This isn't the game Times Square. This is real life Times Square. And there's a 3D Venom billboard. It looks like he's jumping out ready to lick you. I don't want to get licked. I mean, walking through Times Square, you're already at risk of getting licked at any given moment. So honestly, it's
Venom is at least of your prior issues.
Concerns. Yes. It's one of it's really like if you go to work on like Venom licked me in Times Square, it's like, okay, all right, but what are you gonna tell me next?
Did you have to tip him?
You bought lunch? Yeah. But yeah, so that and then also they have a whole subway, they have a whole train. Like, it's not just billboards.
So sick.
You love that. They have a whole train. You want to ride the Spider-Man train?
I can't wait to ride it.
The Spider-Man choo-choo?
It's the, I think I read it was the one in Times Square, the one that takes you from Times Square to Grand Central. So I'm going to have to find a reason to just ride that.
The shuttle.
Yeah, the shuttle. There we go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because they don't want just like city people using it. They want like that shuttle is lots of tourists use it. Lots of commuters who are coming from the suburbs use it. That makes a lot of sense. I feel bad for this guy. I'm seeing this picture, and there's one guy, like, clearly they're just trying to take a photo of the train to be like, whoa, look what Sony's doing. But then this dude is just standing there like he's not making eye contact with the camera. But he knows the picture's being taken, and he knows it's not of him, but he just wants to go to work. Like,
what do I do?
I mean, he just wants to, he's going from Grand Central, there it is, to Times Square. And he's like, I'm the only guy on this train. Like, do you have to take the picture right now? Can you wait for it'll be back. Wait 15 minutes. It'll be back. What?
There's another one coming in a minute.
Or walk one car over. It's multiple cars.
Yeah.
What do you, all right, take the picture. So there it is. That guy.
Wouldn't you love it if every single train just had some awesome superhero decoration or?
You think they should just
cover to it?
They should just make every train in the city would just have superheroes on it.
Remember the Boys promotion where they had have you watched that show? The superheroes?
I know of the show. I haven't watched it, but I know of it.
Yeah, and they had this character A-Train. He's like the speedster, and they had his face all over the A-Trains. Obviously,
that's fun. That's fun.
Of New York, it was awesome. I love it. This is how you do promotion,
right? It gets you excited, and you get on and you find yourself. You're like, I wouldn't have taken the train, but I want to see my superhero train.
Hell yeah!
You don't grow out of that. People think they do. They stop thinking about it as much. They stop talking about it as much. But you establish about 2 years old. You go, you know what would be amazing? A Spider-Man train, and that never, especially as a dude, there's no point in your life where you go, no, that's not really amazing anymore. You still. You could be middle-aged. You're like, no, that's still amazing. That's one of those things, like, you could have a kid, hot dog, one day. Well, I don't know if you can, but one day you could adopt. And and your little kid would be sitting there, and he'd be like, Poppy. And you'd go, yeah. And he'd go, you know what would be amazing? You go, what, hot dog junior? And he'd go, if there was a Spider-Man train. And you'd go, huh. Yeah, that would be badass. That'd be amazing.
Spider-Man choo-choo would be cool.
That'd be great. I mean, it gets better. This is what they're doing. And like, this is from Malaysia. There's a whole setup.
What?
Yeah, where it's like the game is coming to life. It's a Volkswagen. I don't know why Volkswagen, but it looks like the game, right? It's a webbed car. Like in the game, you got to shoot the web to stop the car. I'm assuming you have to do that in the second one. You did in the first one.
I'm sure.
But it's all webbed to the ground, and there's bricks around it. You go, you take a picture. Look, I got a Spider-Man car, just like in the game. Except it's in Malaysia. The game takes place in the city. They should just put that in the city, but whatever. And then this...
very weird. Unless there's like a huge Spider-Man market in Malaysia that we're not aware of.
I bet it's tremendous. Because this is a global thing. Everybody's excited about this all over the world. Look at this one. Have you seen this? This is in Sydney, Australia. They actually...
That is bad.
They actually... It's not a crooked video. This is a straight-on vertical video. They actually got a truck up on its, like, front, so it looks like it's tipping over. And then there's, like, web all over the side. Look at it. It's wild. It's a truck standing on the wrong end. And
that's art.
And dude, what do you see, Hot Dog? Tell me what you see.
Okay, that's that Venom fucking
symbiote
spider web.
Symbiote web.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's giving Barbie promotional vibes.
It is. I am Spider-Man enough.
It's giving a run for its money.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Everybody's gonna show up. Yeah, it's wild.
I mean,
you can go and
it's at the point where like the video game for Spider-Man is getting just as much hype as like a movie.
If not more. If not more, it takes longer to make a video game than it does a movie. Like the movies come out way quicker than these video games do, and it is amazing marketing when you can go like, "Hey, you can come take a picture with our billboard and post it on your social media. Isn't that a great privilege?" And you go, "Yeah, thank you.
It is.
Yeah, for free." I don't have to pay? Thank you. There you go.
Excuse me, Spider Sir. How much for the photo over here with the truck?
That's right. And you know you get excited. You're gonna hashtag Spider-Man 2 out now, blah blah blah. And it's like you're not an influencer, dude. What are you doing? You just doing it for free? Because no. I got to take a picture with the truck. It's an even split here.
I'm just thinking about the poor tourist walking around Times Square, probably thinking that the Spider-Men are walking around. They're part of the promotion.
Oh, they're going to get him. It is a great weekend to be an unlicensed Spider-Man in Times Square. Unlicensed, a little bit overweight, reeking of alcohol Spider-Man in Times Square are making a mint this weekend.
My friend, Spider-Man 2.
Exactly. Pew, pew, pew. Because, and all, if they're smart, they'll get the whole family involved. Because you could dress up as Miles Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spider-Man, Venom Spider-Man, whatever you need. I'm sure, I don't know which villains are in this game yet because I haven't got my hands on it. But I'm sure, other than Venom, I'm sure
what was that Hunter guy? The Aussie
the one that's getting a movie for some reason.
Yeah.
Craven?
Like
Craven.
Yeah.
I think, Craven is in it. Although, I think even with the game coming out, Times Square Craven is doing nothing. No
you
business.
No, if it's DC or Marvel. Like, who are you?
What is that, Bear Grylls? No, I'm Craven. What do you mean Bear Grylls? I'm Craven from Spider-Man, the arch nemesis.
It's Craven time.
Yeah, Craven time. You mean Green Goblin? No, not Green Goblin. Clearly, I'm Craven.
I have an accent.
Rhino? No, Craven.
Rhino's a rhinoceros.
I'm going to go take a picture with fake Miles Morales. I'm going to talk to you later. Also,
Miles Morales is on Twitch Live.
Also, you just called it a rhinoceros.
I did. I
Awesome.
I didn't know if it was right or right, but then you didn't say anything. And then I was like, oh, I got it right.
No. That's all right. And then this, of course, is the New York City promotion right now because New York City's in such a great space. You see, that's New York City.
What's going on? Oh, no.
Yeah, they're making love. The Spider-Man and Spider-Ghost or whatever her name is, they've got an inflatable mattress that they're traveling with. And they're making love to each other. They're dry humping through their spider outfits. And yes, they are doing it in the middle of a crosswalk at red lights in the middle of traffic. By the way, I hope
the uncultured swine.
Like he's got the bandana on and everything.
It's Crip, yeah.
I hope that Insomnia Games sees this and goes, you know what? I think we need Spider-Man making love in the next game. we
need Spider-Cuz.
Yeah, we need Spider-Cuz in the next game for sure. It would be great if they were like, we don't know what that is, but it really is Like Insomnia Games really did put that up. They're like, I mean, who's not
the
gonna...
numbers on it?
Yeah.
It pushed copies.
I mean, they are really thrusting, huh? They are really, really going for it. Good for them.
It's an exhibition.
It's a celebration. It's a celebration. They're just
celebration of life and a celebration of Spider-Man.
That's it. They're just celebrating the brand. This is for the brand, and this is how we celebrate. And it's a beautiful thing. This is called love making. We're also celebrating that somehow we got Spider-Man 2 before GTA 6. What are we doing? What are we doing? We
need to get that guy that interrupts all the time and get in front of some of these Spider-Man banners.
Yeah. We got Spider-Man 2 before GTA 6. Spider-Man's open world. There's so many buildings in Spider-Man. They added Brooklyn, right? Maybe Queens?
They added Brooklyn. Part of Queens, yes.
Part of Queens.
Yes.
Part of...
no Staten Island.
Come on. Who would even in the game go to Staten Island? Well, you got to take a boat and then go through a loading screen before you get to Staten Island. There's nothing to shoot web onto. You can't web over to Staten Island because you'd be in the... What, do you got to swim? It'd be like Red Dead.
A big swing to the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
And make it one big jump.
Or maybe hope that you land on like one of the pillars of the ferry as it's going. So that can be your halfway point, and then you can go. I mean, it's a total waste of you might as well do New Jersey at that point. Like, you know, what are we doing here? What type of game is this?
Have no fear though, Sam. From a good source, I've heard that GTA 6 will be coming out next year.
Who's your good? Because you said that already. You said, what was the thing? When did you say they were going to do it?
I said it at the Game Awards of, I believe, summer Game Awards.
It's months ago. It came and went. We didn't even get a sniff. Not a sniff. We didn't even get a logo. Nothing. No. Nothing. No mention of it whatsoever. You've never been more wrong.
But I'm right for this one.
Who says it? It's coming out next year, or it's going to get announced next year?
I think it will come out next year. I'm Googling right now.
Wait. You went from I have a source that said to I think.
Well, I was going to say the source is I had it in my dream.
Oh, it's your intuition.
Yeah.
It's your patented hot dog intuition.
Well, there's a rumored October reveal for GTA 6. And I understand that it is October the 20th, but this article came out last week. The rumors of an October 26th reveal have been swirling for weeks now.
Do you just believe all rumors?
It's from Dextero.com. Come on.
So last time you said, I think they're going to make all of your predictions are within a week. It'll happen. Like, because last time you said it was going to happen at the Gaming Awards, and then you realized that the Gaming Awards were like 6 days or 3 days from when you said that. So now you're saying that you definitely think that on the 26th, it's going to get announced.
That's Thursday. So by next week's show,
right,
I will be coming on here with the great news that we finally got a teaser for GTA 6. This you can bank on.
This let me ask you this, Hot Dog. Will you stake your reputation on it?
I'll stake all of my reputation on it. I mean, I could carry all my reputation in like one thumb.
Bro, you would not just give that up for anything. Okay, so we've got a GTA 6, not saying it's coming out, not saying just some kind of GTA 6 announcement next week.
Something.
All right, well, you're going to have to
I like rolling the dice, Sam. I like it. I like putting it all on red, or is it putting it all on black? Which one's the saying?
Hot Dog, the wheel is made of red and black spaces. You could bet on either one of them.
when you're all in, you say you put it all on red, right?
Or black. Whichever. You could just, it's the same bet. It's 50% red, 50% black.
I'm putting it all on red, baby. Let's go.
If you went to the table and said, which one do I put it all in on, red or black? They'd go, sir, you would have to tell us that. We wouldn't, some of them are red and some of them are black. You would pick.
So, Sam, you're telling me I got a 50-50 chance of this being true.
Well, yeah, but the odds of right, like if you put it all on like 7, there's only the 1 7. So your odds would be tremendous. But if you put it all on red, you have a 50-50 shot of either losing it all or winning. But it's
put it all on 6.
Okay.
Let's go.
Meaning 6 days from now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So congratulations, everybody. Your reward for tuning in to Sam Roberts Now is that you have found out that next week, according to Hot Dog, we will have some kind of announcement on GTA 6.
And I hope these rumors are right.
And you said we'd have it by the 26th, so no matter, like, there is no, oh, well, we start the show now, but maybe it'll come after the show. Like, done. Way before the show starts, you'll have the announcement. You said it. Boy. You said you put your reputation on it, so.
No, but I just read something in that article.
All right.
It doesn't help my cause. It says in a post on Reddit, and then yada, 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 yada. And then it says, according to the user, their wife works at Rockstar.
So, all right. So there you go.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Sometimes you read these headlines and you get swept away.
Let me ask you this. If you're wrong, which I don't think you will be, because you're pretty sure you won't be, will you go topless?
I mean, the guy says his wife works at Rockstar.
Okay. So will you go topless if you're wrong? I don't think. How about this? If you're right, you get all Super Chat money next week. And if you're wrong, you go topless. You don't have to go topless for the whole show because that'll gross us all out. But you go topless just for...
Hey.
You go topless until I'm uncomfortable and ask you to put your shirt back on. Is that a deal?
I can make you uncomfortable real fast. So
I don't think...
goddamn deal.
Okay, good. Yeah, I can't imagine it lasting more than 10 seconds. So
you got it, sir.
Okay, all right. That's the deal. I'll tell you.
This girl would have saved that Super Chat till next week.
I'll tell you what, who's back in the news?
My guy,
Jon Stewart. I'll tell you, it really seems like as we've continued on, especially people that talked a lot like several years back when different things were accepted by different crowds in the name of humor, stuff does not age well. Like we find, there's all these stories of people, even like talk show hosts. Jay Leno interviewing this guest, David Letterman interviewing, pretty much any female guest. You go back and you look at those interviews and you're like, man, this didn't age well. It really feels like as time goes on, Jon Stewart is coming out golden. Like, is there anybody who talks a lot and has talked a lot for a living and says things that are
every day
and is talking about political stuff, is talking about very kind of risky stuff? Has anyone aged better than this guy? I don't think so.
No, that man has a golden reputation in my eyes.
And he's the GOAT, and people still like harken back. And I feel like even people that it's not even a like political thing anymore, because he's not this like kind of weird, super hardcore leftist. You know what I mean? He's not like an extremist.
He never was.
On either side. Right. Compared to a Bill O'Reilly, yes, he's going to be more left-leaning. But also, he would have Bill O'Reilly on his show. It wouldn't be one of those things. I would never platform that monster. He went on Bill O'Reilly's show. Bill O'Reilly went on his show. He went on Tucker's show. Remember that Tucker clip? The clip of him on Crossfire. And he wasn't just like he was going after Tucker. He was going after both guys because it was the one kind of Democrat guy and then Tucker, and they'd bicker with each other. And Jon Stewart went on that show and he was like, you guys and what you're doing here are destroying media. and
destroying America.
Yeah. And he completely called out the show on the show and he won. He came across looking better in the moment. And when you go back on it now, you're like, he really had a point. And then you're like, what's he up to now? Oh, he's marching into Congress and he's defending 9/11 first responders. And this is where he was like, there were Democrats going like, well, we can't sign that bill because this and this and that and that. And he's like, hey, so how about we stop making excuses as to why we can't support 9/11 first responders? What the hell happened? So now, the latest, have you heard the latest, Hot Dog?
Yes.
He comes out with this show, The Problem with Jon Stewart. And it is officially, I guess, as of today, it is reportedly finito, done. No more The Problem with Jon Stewart, which is a shame because it was actually finally starting to get good. I think it was fairly underwhelming at the beginning, you know, when it
was trying to find its format.
Exactly. He was trying to figure it out. He was trying to figure out what the show was, find its voice. We all do that. I'm doing that. Me and Nicole Ryan. It took us 4 weeks of putting out pilots. Now we finally have our own YouTube channel. If you go to Satisfying Pod on YouTube.
You and Jim.
Well, I don't know. It feels like he's launching something, right? I don't know what it is. He's very active on Instagram all of a sudden. No, he's figuring out what it is. That's the point, right?
I'm saying you and Jim are still figuring out what the show is.
Oh, we are 7 years in, 8 years in, however far we are. Yeah, that's right. We are figuring it out. That's going to be the whole legacy of Jim and Sam all the way to the end. They almost had it figured out. But so we're going into season 3, and production has started, right? They haven't started filming yet. And according to New York Times, CNN, and The Hollywood Reporter, this is where I was reading these articles today, Jon Stewart sends a note to his staff letting them know that unfortunately they're going to have to cease production on season 3, and that the problem with Jon Stewart is no more, that those 2 seasons will last as the only 2 seasons of this show, because what they're reporting is that Jon wanted to cover certain topics, specifically China and AI. And Apple apparently, reportedly, came to him and said, listen, Jon, you got creative freedom to do whatever you want. We love what you're doing. We'd like you to maybe skew more in our favor a little bit. Like, this is where we are at with some of the stuff that you're covering on your show. If you creatively, however you want, creative freedom, but could also be there where we are, that would be really helpful to us. Can you do that for us, Jon?
Can you creatively find a way to not talk about China?
Well, you do have creative freedom to talk about whatever you want, but we'd really like it if you could see things from our perspective. Would you mind doing that, Jon? And Jon was like, yes. Yes, I would mind doing that. I don't think I'm going to. And they were like, well, Jon, you know, you have creative freedom to do whatever you want. It's just, we don't know if we'll be able to air certain shows if they don't quite line up where we need them to line up. And Jon was like, I get what you're saying. And they were like, so you line up with us, right? And Jon was like, yeah, I quit. I quit.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good.
Jon Stewart walks away, leaves the bag on the table, and says, that's fine. Wouldn't you love to have that kind of cash, like, and that kind of legacy? Because that's key too, right?
And moral.
You have
more so than cash.
Well, I don't know about that. Like, if this guy needs to eat, he might have to go like, you know what? I see your point, Apple. Like, if Jon Stewart were still trying to figure out how am I going to get this mortgage taken care of, he might go, I kind of see what you're saying actually down here, because I hadn't read this about China and artificial intelligence.
Like MTV Jon Stewart probably would have.
MTV Jon Stewart would probably go, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm actually really glad you sent me that article. Let me send it to my staff.
I didn't even really care about this stuff. I don't know how you got there.
Now that I know, we might just cover the Apple glasses on the show, how great they are, because they look great. They look awesome. But
be honest, Sam. If this was you, we talked about AI. I don't know if we talked about China before, but if Apple goes like, we're really digging this thing, you know, we have this space now because Stewart just left, and we kind of want to pick up what you're putting down, but that you've been talking about that AI stuff. Can you just like
what's the bag? What are we talking?
Here's the answer then.
What are we talking about here? What's the bag? Okay, because here's the thing. I'm not at the point where I can just be like, all right, peace, I'm out, I'm done. right?
Mhm.
But if they can give me enough money where I can do things their way for just like a little bit of time and then go, okay, peace out, I'm done, then I'll just do it for a little bit of time and then go, not do anything. Like if they can give me enough money where I can just go, not have to answer for it publicly,
Right.
then
Save it put it in the back burner. Keep those episodes back there until you got that FU money.
right. But if I had the money, I go and also knew that like Bob Iger would be knocking like, "Hi, John, we heard you were done with Apple." Like, I don't think like Jon Stewart has done this amazing job since over the last like 4 years of completely rebuilding himself to the point where like anybody would put him on a show now. He could have a show, I believe. He could have a show wherever he wants now. He's worked out the kinks at Apple, shook off the ring rust, and now he's ready to go back at it. I can't imagine. I mean, he could be, you know what he could do? He could be Skip Bayless's new co-host on that. He could be Shannon Sharp's replacement.
That'd be great. Yeah.
It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome.
Do you prefer a John in a weekly format or a daily format?
I don't want him to work daily. This guy doesn't need to work daily anymore. I don't want to put that on him. I don't want to put that on. He had such a great deal too. He was doing 8 shows. That's what he was contracted to do. He was going to do weekly shows for 8 weeks and then be out. That's the season. Enjoy it.
It's better researched.
Yeah, because you could just spend all this time just doing these 8 shows and be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I mean, dude, if you look up now with everything going on in Israel, people are looking up Jon Stewart clips and going like, oh, this man knew in 2014, this man knew in 2012. Like it's kind of an amazing thing. And somehow he's not fucking up his legacy. And I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
No, that clip was maybe from like 10 years ago, I read. And word for word, it could be played today.
Today. And he's not screwing up his legacy. It's unbelievable. He is the only one to, and I think it's because somehow he's avoided all these pitfalls. I don't think he operates from an ego perspective. I could be wrong. And maybe we're showering him with too many compliments. But at a point when you don't need the money anymore, you're completely operating from an ego perspective. That's why, you want to be in the high position. You want to be like, after a certain amount of money, just adding more money to the pile, it makes your life doesn't change. It makes no difference. Your kids were taken care of before. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? It's because of ego. Why are we fighting so hard to keep this gig? It's because of ego. I'm not at the ego stage of my life. I'm still at the eating shit stage of my life, personally. But John,
what about
yeah?
What about a lot of people are saying that Jon Stewart would do well in the political field if he so wanted to do that.
I mean, he would
in the arena.
I don't think he would want to because he sees like what a total mess it is. But he would do great in speeches, right? He'd do great at debates because he'd call everybody out. And
passionate.
Right. And he'd do great either, on like the floor of the House of Representatives. He should be Speaker of the House. That's what he should do.
And they need one right now.
Yeah. Because that homie keeps trying to get voted in. And they're like, we are not voting you in. We are not voting for you. Stop.
How embarrassing is that?
How many times are you going to count? How many times are you going to count? We're not voting for you. Stop coming up here and asking for the gig. We're not doing that.
Can we get one more count for Prom King? Is that
yeah.
No, we don't want you.
We don't want you, dude. Who do you want? I don't know, but not you.
Anyone but you.
Anyone except for you. Yeah, maybe he could be Speaker of the House. I'd be down with that. And doesn't the Speaker of the House get to sit in the chair behind the president when he's giving the State of the Union? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it be great if Jon Stewart was behind the chair and he's just like rolling his eyes while the president was talking? We'd know. We'd go like, oh, this is where they'd be pithy Jon Stewart commentary. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Right. Like how he used to do in the Daily Show before, after a clip played, he would go like this. those
Yeah.
YouTube thumbnails.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We need a YouTube thumbnail behind the president.
100%. He's the only one. I remember when he went on, when he did Colbert, when Colbert was starting out with like the Late Show.
Mm-hmm.
And when he did Colbert sat on the couch and he sat at the desk. I was like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Steven, take charge, man. I'm not letting anybody come in here and go like, oh yeah, I'll sit over there while you No. I built this desk.
Scorch, if Scorch pulled up.
No, Scorch, I'd be like, oh, the man is here. Excuse me, let me turn around. You can see me right over there. And matter of fact, I may actually go upstairs and chime in from the monitor.
I'm gonna call in if that's okay. Scorch.
Yeah, you're the man, dude. Yeah. It's pretty
You think, all right, well,
and he actually acts on it, right? Like a lot of people will call out like the speech stuff, the hypocrisy, they won't let me say this, they won't let me say that, but there's usually like a motive behind it, some kind of business motive behind it. He's like, no, I'll just leave. No, I'll just go. Thanks.
Yeah.
We're done. We're finished here.
Now, what do you think a good landing spot is for him? I mean, HBO already has John Oliver, so I don't know if you can double dip on that.
No, and John Oliver, he's sitting pretty high up there right now.
He's the king of that shit.
Exactly. Like, and he's not like Colbert, where if Jon Stewart came in, John Oliver would be like, "Oh, take the desk, man." John Oliver would be like, "Okay, Stephen, we'll get to you. We'll get to you. Let me do the monologue, and we'll get to you in a little bit, buddy."
So we got Netflix. We have.
I don't think it'd work on Netflix. Netflix has tried. Like Chelsea didn't work on Netflix. Hassan didn't work on Netflix. That's before we knew he was lying.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't. Netflix is for like, bad documentaries, and Netflix is disposable. You know what I mean? Netflix is not. I mean,
what else is there for him?
Disney, like Disney Hulu. It'd have to be more Hulu than Disney, but Hulu's not that forced just yet. Peacock. How did I not think of it?
We could be right next to us.
Peacock, baby. John, I got a perfect place for you, buddy. Wait till if you thought Apple TV was great, wait till you experience streaming on the cock.
And then we can send him a letter with flowers and be like, welcome to the family.
Oh, yeah. Every time he walks in the room, I'd go, boom, boom, boom. Welcome, John. Yeah, Peacock. That's the move. Get that fine ass on Peacock, Jon Stewart.
There is one more option.
Okay.
Sam.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard, but there's a certain show that is rotating hosts right now and might be in need of a permanent one.
Imagine if he came in and took that shit from Hassan. Hassan's just sitting there.
Back on the Daily Show.
Hassan's sitting there thinking about his emotional truths. And Jon Stewart just slides in going, did you miss me? I'll tell you what, if Jon Stewart took over the Daily Show, here's what would happen. There'd be a whole long documentary about the Daily Show for, it'd be like, oh, there's this little time when Craig Kilborn, that was his name. Was that not Craig Kilborn. It was Craig Kilborn, right? Yeah, it was Craig Kilborn. There's a little bit of time when Craig Kilborn was there, and they go on and on about Jon Stewart, and then they go, and then I guess for like a couple years, Trevor Noah was there, and then Jon Stewart came back. Like all the work Trevor Noah did during the pandemic, all the work Trevor Noah did to try to establish the show as his own thing, just right under the rug. And it would
be like the Conan O'Brien Tonight Show phase,
right? Like I guess technically Trevor Noah is a host, and he's like, I did it for 7 years. Oh, I guess he did technically host the show.
Yeah, John needed a long vacation.
Yeah, that's how they. Yeah, John decided to take some time off. They slid in some guest hosts. I guess Trevor Noah did some of them, and then Jon Stewart came back.
And he doesn't have to be confined to Comedy Central. Paramount Plus now is a thing. Throw that bag on him. Maybe if you need to, call it the weekly show with Jon Stewart. Whatever the man wants.
Yeah,
just bring him back. That's what you do.
Paramount Plus, you think? I mean, Paramount Plus could use the shot in the arm.
Yeah, well, that way Comedy Central, he's back on Comedy Central, back doing the Daily Show, but also he's streaming for the new kids.
If I'm Paramount Plus, I'm definitely making the call, trying to do it, but also Peacock. I think it makes sense on Paramount Plus / Comedy Central and Peacock. But it can't be The Daily Show because he's not doing it daily. And he's not going to do it, even if it's weekly. He ain't doing 52 of them. He'll do 10. You know?
The monthly show.
The
with Jon
monthly
Stewart.
show. Whatever we could get. The bi-monthly show. We got him for 6 eps. Like, whatever.
The monthly show would be funny.
Yeah. It's real interesting the way all this stuff turns out. It's very, very, very interesting. Speaking of interesting, this was interesting. Have you heard about this this lady hot dog?
I saw the clip. I don't know the context of it.
Okay, well, you know, I'm a football guy. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm a football guy. Monday Night Football, enjoying the Chargers and the Cowboys, head to head, nose to nose. And then all of a sudden, I guess they didn't have Taylor Swift at the game, so they had to focus on somebody in the crowd. They find this lady, and look at this lady, just losing her mind. Just really, every time the Chargers make a move, just and she's got her head all crunched down, no neck. She's got them shoulders up in the air. She's got that tiny little jersey on. Just feeling every bit of it. Look at her. Look at the passion. And the camera kept going back to her. She was like the angry Ms. girl of the NFL.
Yeah.
Right? They kept going back to her. Now, she wasn't enough for the Chargers to win the game. Cowboys ended up beating them 20-17, I believe, on Monday night. But the story coming out of that game was not the fact that Dallas did a very, very rare thing, which is they won a football game. Football joke. Dallas.
Look at that. It's stage
Gotcha.
3. Stage 3 of your fandom.
Dallas did something you never see. They won. Batiste. So
I'll be your Tony Atlas and laugh in the background. You got it, Sam.
That's awesome. Now let somebody walk on your face. So, so you know, that wasn't really the story coming out of this. The story was people started getting very, very fascinated with this woman. Now, when I saw her, I said, I love when an audience is passionate, but there is, you know, a little something performative about this. I personally believed that, yes, she's probably very, very passionate about her Chargers. She probably loves her football, but realistically, she probably also knew there was a camera on her. She claims that she did not know there was a camera on her. She said people were right. She said this. She said people were texting her, "Hey, you're on Monday Night Football," but she didn't get any of the texts. You know why?
No service.
Nope. She was so wrapped up in the game, she didn't even check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was she with? Was she by herself? The guy or the girl didn't text?
Well, people have come forward and they've said, look, no. I know this lady. She's the biggest football fan ever. Like, she actually is like a crazy football fan. She did an interview with TMZ Sports. There were a bunch of mini helmets in the background. But where I thought it was just somebody, because I see this in wrestling too. I've been exposed to this, you know, all these little Mizarks, all these little wrestling fans that they know they're on camera. Oh, we don't want to shout anybody out. But they go, oh, I'm buying a ticket, but I'm buying a ticket to perform. It's showtime for me, baby. I'm going to give these fans what they came to see, a little performance from me, the fan dude.
I'm part of this.
Right, exactly. I'm
kind of part of the experience. It's not just what you see on the field.
Hey, we're all working here. They need me. I mean, and you see it in the NFL too, right? Fireman Ed. You see it in baseball with Frankie Says or Freddie Says. Frankie Says, relax. It was Freddie Says in Yankee Stadium. But, you know, there are fans that kind of make it more about themselves than the game. And it is what it is. That's part of sport. You know, I'm probably not somebody I'd want to grab dinner with, but not somebody that actively gets me annoyed. Although it does annoy me very much when I'm watching wrestling. And I go, it's not, sit down. Sit down. It's like a referee mean mugging the camera. It's not about you. So, yeah, she's getting all revved up. Now, I thought, okay, this is just one of those people, right? She showed up at the game and didn't realize People aren't here to see you. They're here to watch the game. They don't need to look at you reacting to the game. Instead, people thought it was actually more nefarious than I did. First, yes. First, rumors started to spread that she was a paid plant by the NFL, which makes sense. You know, you think she looks like immediately you're sold. She looks like one.
I'm buying it.
Okay, because I didn't even explain it. This is almost like your GTA 6 thing. Like I didn't even talk about why people.
I'm on board.
Okay, all right. Well, should I explain it anyway, or?
Okay, I'd love to see where you're going with
Okay, all right. But you're there. Okay, that's good to know. Gives me a little confidence in weaving the tale. So, yeah, I mean, they are always going after the female demographic. They want people to know that football fans come in all shapes and sizes. Like this is, and she's so impassioned. You can see the logo right there. People said, you know what they said? That's a brand new jersey. That jersey has gone. That jersey has gone through the wash absolutely 0 times. Look at the colors. It's like a laundry detergent commercial. Look at the colors popping on that thing. No tears, no wrinkles, right off the shelf. That's what they said. She went to Modell's.
Well done makeup. It looks like not regular makeup. It kind of looks a little bit like TV camera makeup.
In the sense that you're not supposed to necessarily know they're wearing makeup, but it's makeup so you look good on television, maybe. And then there was another theory that was even more nefarious. AI.
Okay. I didn't know you were going with that one.
Yeah, some people believe this is not a person at all. This is not a human being.
Was the AI on the field or in the stands?
No, that's AI.
Like just a video. This entire okay. Like no one can report seeing this Asian woman.
That's not a person.
Okay.
That's AI right there.
That motherfucker's not real.
And right, exactly. And the weirdness of this did remind me of the plane lady, where I was like, I don't think we'll ever get answers that fully answer everything, but I do think that Jon Stewart was about to talk about her on his AI special. And then they said, nope, can't do it, John.
They can't learn all these people that they've been seeing on the TV are not real.
That's right. Now, as it turns out, she is apparently a real person because people found, and she's a real football fan. Because people found another photo of her. There she is. Years back. See? And they go, see? Well, first of all, she's clearly an actual person. She's not AI. So for me, that did settle it for me. This is when I was like, okay, she does appear to be an actual human being. Here's the only issue. Hot dog. You see how impassioned she is about those Chargers?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what jersey is that?
That's the Vikings.
This fair weather fan.
Well, people got to the bottom of it. She did an interview for TMZ Sports because that's when I go, okay, maybe the NFL does have somebody that they go from game to game. And that would also explain why this one, no face paint, this one, face paint. Hopefully you can't tell the difference. Or maybe they're thinking, well, this is in California, this is in Minnesota, even though the games are broadcast nationally, who's ever going to know?
Could be 2 different people too.
Or 2 different AIs.
Right.
So then she goes on TMZ Sports, and they do the classic, right? They don't go, hey, why are you wearing those 2 different jerseys if you're because she goes like, I'm just a giant Chargers fan. People got to know. I'm a huge Chargers fan. Mm-hmm. And instead of going, okay, if you're such a huge Chargers fan, why is there a photo of you cheering equally passionately for the Minnesota Vikings with face paint on and everything? Instead of just asking that, they go, people have said.
Love it.
They pulled a Caleb. They pulled a Sunday. They pulled a Sunday Conversations. What do you say to people who say that
you're a lying bitch?
Right. What do you say to people who say that you shouldn't wear both jerseys? Which is like the most walk around the block 10 times before we get to the actual question that I've ever heard in my life. So she says this, though. She did answer it. She said, listen, I was born and raised in Minnesota. But when she said Minnesota, she said Minnesota, which felt a little AI to me, a little AI. But she said she was born and raised in Minnesota, but then moved to California 20 years ago. So since she's moved to California, she became a Chargers fan. But because she grew up in Minnesota, she grew up a Vikings fan. And since they're in two different conferences, she said she has 4 children and she loves them all equally differently. That's how she feels, she said, about the Vikings and the Chargers. Now, she has
4 kids. 20 years ago, she was looking like that. What is this lady, immortal?
Well, that's a good point. So if they had followed up, that would be the follow-up, because this is clearly not a picture from 20 years ago. First of all, it was clearly taken on a phone. So that right there. Like, what did they bring?
It takes 2003.
That picture is not from 2003. It's not. Like, it's simply impossible. There's no way that this is 2023 and this was 2003. I mean, it's not. It's impossible. So that's
how old are you?
Right. So that's not true. Like, this Vikings photo was taken recently. Not that recently. It looks like her hair is a little different, but like recently enough. She also said that she cheers like this at her kids' flag football games, which is a lot. That's a lot.
Like a very annoying person.
Let it be about your kids. You know what I mean? Like, let it be about the children. It's not about you. It's not about you. Everybody knows you support your kids. Not about you. So I don't think the NFL is hiring her. I do think she's a human. I don't think that she's artificial intelligence.
Nice to get to the bottom of that.
Yes, I think she's a human. I think she is not hired by the NFL. But I do think she's the type of person that would cheer passionately for anything. I mean, anything. Like, you show her one play of any team and tell her we're going to that game today, she's painting up. Like, she does not care. That I think is what we're dealing with here. Somebody that just has to, like, lose their mind no matter what. There's no sort of, oh, okay, I'll just go and appreciate the game. Like, when I started watching football this season, I like my 49ers. It's where all the cute boys play. But
Cute boys?
Yeah, have you seen them?
No, I have not.
Yeah, George Kittle, Patrick Mahomes, like, come on.
Oh, Mahomes is cute. Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, Patrick Mahomes doesn't. Doesn't Patrick Mahomes play for the Kansas City Chiefs? With
the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs. I know that.
There's a lot of cute boys in the NFL. I get confused sometimes. No, Brock Purdy. Brock plays for the 49ers. Look, there's a lot of cute boys on the Kansas City Chiefs too. I don't want it. It's enough with the Chiefs. It's enough. My 49ers. But also, I had never watched football before this season. So I wasn't going to act like I had these extreme loyalties to any specific team. That's not this lady's vibe at all. This lady is ready to cheer no matter what. If I brought her to a WWE show, she'd be going crazy for every good guy and booing crazy every bad guy as if she's been watching all her life. But guess what? We get into a conversation about trivia, she ain't standing more than 30 seconds with me.
No.
And that does annoy me. That when it's like, don't feign passion. Never feign passion. I know feeling passionate about things feels good. Don't feign passion.
You can't be this passionate all the time.
No.
You can't be this passionate throughout an entire game.
Nope. Especially when they lose.
Unless you're like,
But not about two teams. Not about two teams.
Right.
That's crazy. There's no way.
I was born into this shit.
Right. And by the way, you move to California, you bring the Vikings with you. You be the one person. Guess what? Yeah. When I was growing up, I went to games in Yankee Stadium because that's where my dad got tickets. Every game we ever went to, my dad walked into Yankee Stadium with a Red Sox hat on. It could be Yankees Blue Jays. It could be Yankees Tigers. Didn't matter. He was wearing his Boston Red Sox hat. And he gave
the real one.
That's right. We walk into the Bronx. He's getting cursed at. He's getting mocked. He did not. He liked it. He thought that was funny. He put his hat right, and he'd never take his hat off. No matter who was playing. He's booing the Yankees. He's cheering the other team, and he's wearing his Red Sox hat. And he never lived in Boston.
He just loved playing the heel.
No, when he was growing up, his dad was a Ted Williams fan. He loved the Reds. His dad liked the Red Sox, so he liked the Red Sox. And my dad lived in Kentucky. Well, Kentucky doesn't have. But he liked the Red. When my dad lived in Detroit, he literally was in Detroit as a teenager into his 20s. You know who he liked? The Red Sox. When my dad moved to Los Angeles, he lived in Los Angeles for years. You know what team he liked?
The Dodgers.
Incorrect. The Red Sox.
Oh.
I mean, he was all. Then he moved to New York. Guess what happened in New York?
You got 2 teams here you can pick from.
And he picked the Red Sox. And by the way, we did go to Shea a couple times growing up. Shea Stadium. We did go to Shea Stadium a couple times. When they had the big neon light up baseball players on the side of the stadium, guess what hat my dad wore to Shea Stadium?
Was it red?
Yeah. No, it was a navy blue hat, but it had a big red B on it for Boston. And they go, "What are you, from Boston?" He go, No, I'm not from Boston.
Fuck you.
Exactly.
That's where I'm from.
That's my location. None of your fucking business is where I'm from. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, I'm not digging this lady.
You don't like her?
No.
All right.
Like you should, it's like you said, like if you took her to a house show.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going crazy for like Roman, like.
Okay. No. This would be it. I love LA Knight, my favorite wrestler. Like, okay, all right.
Shut up.
And then I go like this. You love LA Knight? She's like, I love LA Knight. It's my favorite. I go, cool, man. What's your favorite Eli Drake match? Who's Eli Drake? Exactly. I pulled a Patrice on her. Exactly.
You went down with him when he was Max Dupree?
Exactly. How do you say this word? I'd write Dupree. I go like this. I go. How do you say this word? She go Dupree. I go no. Hot dog. How do you say it?
Dupree.
That's right. That's right. A little update from last week. I told you I was thinking about watching it. I did turn it on. People were hoping that that I would. I started watching the Goosebumps show. Goosebumps is on. This is an interesting one. This one is on, and I don't know that they've done this before. It's on Disney Plus and Hulu. It's on both. So
Disney owns Hulu.
They own it, but they don't do that with like Mandalorian or any of those other brands. Have they done that with any show? I don't think so. Any of their own like properties?
I can look it up.
Yeah, I don't think so. So look, Goosebumps is not. I mean, it's like, a bunch of teenagers running wild. Like if you like teen melodrama and a little bit of horror, you'll be into it. It's a fun show, but it's not like a horror show. Like if you want to watch like Terrifier or Terrifier 2 and you're like, "Oh, I don't have that DVD. Let me put on Goosebumps." It's not going to give you the same fulfillment. But it is cool because did you grow up reading Goosebumps, Hot Dog?
Yeah, from the Scholastic book.
You did.
Book fairs and all that stuff. Yeah.
And the letters on the book.
Maybe like one or two.
Right. That's about yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend to be that lady.
I love Goosebumps. Yeah, I had and they had the cover, like the texture of the word Goosebumps actually had goosebumps on it.
Yeah.
Cool,
I always like rubbing on it.
Yeah, I bet you did. That's where your weird texture thing came from. Yeah, I read all the Goosebumps book as a kid. I had a shelf with all the Goosebumps books on it. I loved it. So the thing I love about this series is, first of all, Justin Long is on it. And I feel like Justin Long, I like what he's doing. He's got great horror credits to his name now. He did Tusk, which is, Kevin Smith's most underrated movie by a mile. If you are thinking about watching Goosebumps, but you haven't watched Tusk, watch Tusk. Then he did Barbarian. And Barbarian is just fucking awesome. If you haven't watched Barbarian, drop everything that you're doing. Don't bother with this Goosebumps show or Tusk. Watch Barbarian, then watch Tusk. Then we'll talk about Goosebumps. But I like that Justin Long is popping up in all these great projects now. So what I like about the show is that, every Goosebumps book, it was an anthology. It wasn't like one book led to the next, led to the next, led to the next. Everything was separate stories, and they all had some kind of scary twist. So what this show does is they take the most popular ones. The Haunted Mask, Say Cheese and Die, Night of the Living Dummy, you know, the kind of famous one. If you're into Goosebumps, you're sitting there going like, oh yeah. And if you're not, you're like, what are you talking about, Sam? So they take all of those and they make each episode include whatever the twist was in that book, except the episodes are not an anthology. Like the episodes are one long story. Like it is the same characters in every episode, but they kind of relive the same day multiple times from different perspectives. They go to a haunted house. I'm not going to spoil anything. They go to a haunted house and like you start to see one person get haunted. And then in the next episode, you realize that while we were looking at say, this dude, the next episode is going to be about what happened to this dude on the same day. So you kind of go back to the same time frame and look at it from his perspective. And what happened to him is something that happened in Say Cheese and Die. And what happened to him is what happened in, I don't know, Night of the Living Dummy. And so
maybe, are you saying it's like a bunch of, like, it's the books happening all at the same time kind of deal?
It's every episode, it's what happened in one of the books, except it's happening to the characters on this show. So you're following them throughout the series. It's it's a very original way to do it. It's really cool that they did it that way. Like, and the more episodes you watch, the more you're into it. And like every episode is a cliffhanger, right? You kind of solve what's going on in whatever story is in that episode, but then it's a cliffhanger to the next one that starts the next Goosebumps story. It's fun, dude. It's a fun one. Oh, Blob More Chairs. Blob More Chairs just brought up Jeepers Creepers. If you haven't seen Jeepers Creepers, I mean, I have no idea what you've been doing.
I don't know what I've been doing then.
You got to watch Jeepers Creepers, then watch Barbarian, then watch Tusk, then, you know, with whatever time you got left, check out this Goosebumps show.
So much. Justin Long, it wasn't a guy that I thought was involved in any of like horror franchises or anything like that. I thought he was just mostly like the college, you know.
Well, he was like 20 years ago. And then it was like, then he was a grown up. Except here's the thing about Justin Long. Like, he's an adult now, but he looks exactly the same, right? So
I'm looking at photos of him now.
He looks exactly the same. So you go, well, we can't cast him as this college kid anymore who's like, you know, this slacker kid because he's like in his 40s, except he looks exactly the same. So what do we cast him as? And then the horror genre, I feel like, picked him up and said, we see you, we see your value. We'd like you to come with us. And he was like, yeah, I'm down. I'm down with that. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And now Justin Long is my homie. And he's great in this show. He's great in it. And it also makes it so, like, if you watch Goosebumps, if there was no Justin Long in this show, and you're my age, and you're watching Goosebumps, then it's, like, creepy, because it's just kids, you know? And you're just watching a bunch of teenagers get haunted and go through teenage problems. And it's like, whoa, what are we doing here? What are we watching here? But because Justin Long is in it, now there's an adult I can empathize with and go like, okay, this is who I'm looking at. Oh, and these kids are doing kid stuff, but me and Justin Long are you know what I mean? We're doing our thing.
That's Bob Iger going, it's okay, Sam. Justin Long's in this one. Don't come on it.
Bob Iger had my back on that one. I appreciate Bob Iger for that. I really do. I really appreciate that he did that. So yeah, if you've got the time, if you've done your homework, then yeah, Goosebumps is a good watch, but not instead of some of the other classics.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe I'll jump on, let's see. If I had to pick between Barbarian, Tusk, and Jeepers Creepers, I think you're going with Jeepers Creepers?
No, Jeepers Creepers only because it's the oldest. Honestly, Barbarian. Barbarian's one of my favorite movies of all time. You got to watch Barbarian. If honestly, like, if you watch this show with any kind of regularity and you haven't seen Barbarian, like, I don't know if I want to talk to you.
Oh, geez.
It's just like, it's so good. It's so good. It's wild. Yeah, you watch. Honestly, Hot Dog, if you don't watch Barbarian this week, you're fired.
But I need to watch Barbarian, and GTA 6 needs to be announced.
Well, GTA 6, you just have to go topless. Barbarian, you're fired after you go topless.
Okay. All right,
and Barbarian, you know what? Barbarian is one you can watch with like your friends or your roommates because it's really fun. It's a really fun movie to react to because there's a lot of twists and turns that you're like, what the fuck? And it's not, I mean, there's some stuff in it, but it's not like as gory as Terrifier 2.
Call up intern Annie. Tell her to bring that ass here. Watching Barbarian.
That fat ass over here, Annie. You have a way with words, hot dog. All right. All right. Listen, if you've been watching tonight, I appreciate you very, very much. Don't forget, Satisfying Podcast has its own YouTube channel now. If you go to youtube.com/@satisfyingpod, that's the name of the show. I'm sure you can also search Satisfying Podcast and look for our logo. The podcast that Nicole and I have been doing, the last 4 weeks, we've been uploading episodes here on the Not Sam YouTube channel. If you've missed any of them, go back and watch them. Those 4 episodes are the origin story to what we'll be doing over on the Satisfying Pod YouTube channel. We're starting absolutely from scratch. It's actually kind of fun. It's literally like I was posting clips today and getting like 4 views on them and going like, oh, this is awesome. We got 4 people. Like
building it from the ground up.
It's kind of fun. And I'd like you all to be there with us. @Satisfying Pod is the YouTube name. You can also, across social media, we're there. If you check out the episode that we posted here on the Not Sam channel on yesterday morning, you can get all of our socials and everything. Or just if you follow either of us, if you go to my Instagram stories, they're all posted there. But definitely subscribe to the Satisfying Podcast YouTube channel @Satisfying Pod. And it's the only place you'll be able to get the podcast, by the way, because we got to do what we got to do. So, yeah, check that out. We got super chats to go through now. If you'd like to be a part of tonight's show, if there's anything happening in the world that I haven't addressed that you'd like me to opine on, right, hot dog, opine?
I got it.
Word of the day. Super chat in now. Every super chat will get acknowledged here on Sam Roberts Now. Six Crow, our financier, writes in.
Executive producer.
That's right. That's right. Writes in, I've doubled the super chat, so let's double the game. That's very, very fair. Six Crow, you're a good man. He super chatted so much that even in Canadian dollars, it makes a difference. These 4 singer-songwriters, lifeboat these 4, eliminate 1, then F, marry, kill the lifeboat survivors. Thanks for playing. Okay. So one of them I have to push off the boat. And then I have to play F, marry, kill with the other 3.
Right.
And you know how much I love female singer-songwriters.
So it's like fuck, marry, kill, drown.
But that's not, no. Lifeboat is one game, and F, marry, kill is another game. And he wants you to play both. You wouldn't say drown, because maybe the one will survive. They'll doggy paddle, whatever. Yeah. It's just like the other 3 know that you push that one off, and now only the 3 exist. So, oh my God, this is very tough. Avril Lavigne, Michelle Branch, Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo. Okay. Okay.
I had to look up Rodrigo's age before I made any comment. Rodrigo stays, I think. But go ahead. That's your choice to make.
Well, I'm thinking... Okay, I think I've got it. Okay?
All right.
I think Olivia Rodrigo's going off the boat. And I'll tell you why. I'm a Rodrigo bro, okay? I'm a huge Olivia Rodrigo fan. I love me some Olivia Rodrigo. But this is a strong woman. I hear her in the songs. She's talking about fighting people. This kid's got no quit in her. I think she survives. If I throw her off the boat, I think she's swimming to shore. Okay? There's a big age gap. I'm not trying to F or marry her. I certainly, and I couldn't bring myself to murder her. I could not murder Olivia Rodrigo. I couldn't do it. So I feel
Good
like
luck.
I will eliminate her from the boat, and I believe she will swim. Not only, here's what's great. Not only do I believe she will swim to shore, I believe she will find an island. I believe she will spend the next 3 years developing an ingenious plan of brutal revenge. And then I believe she will get back to the mainland and inflict revenge upon me, the likes of which I have never seen before. And that's awesome. So
that's a delayed kill then.
Yeah. Yeah. So Olivia Rodrigo. And then F, marry, kill Michelle Branch, Avril Lavigne, and Taylor Swift.
Who the fuck is Michelle Branch?
Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. Because Michelle Branch is the easy Mary. Okay? She's 1000%. Michelle Branch is getting married. Okay? Michelle Branch is getting a ring on it. She's getting married 100%.
Early 2000s. Was she part of a band?
No, she's not part of a band. She's a female singer-songwriter. She's a solo artist. She was also in a band after she was a solo artist, but she became very well known as a solo artist. Very well known.
You're not well known enough, apparently. Well, go ahead. Do you?
I will do me. Thank you very
personally,
much.
I would have let her tread water.
She ain't getting off that boat. That's for damn sure. I need you, Hot Dog, to not tell the Swifties about this, okay?
Oh, my God. No, you can't do that.
Taylor,
you have an army.
She ain't making it.
You know when, like,
she ain't making it.
You know, in the medieval times when you marry someone for their family and their name and their army, that's what you're doing with the Swifties. You don't kill.
I can never do anything cruel to Michelle Branch, and I also don't think I could ever walk away from her. So she's the easy Mary. Like, there's just no way. There's no way.
You're not killing Avril, whatever?
Avril Lavigne fucking rules. Okay, you need to understand that.
Don't let Troy hear you.
Avril Lavigne rules. Okay, and I've been an Avril Lavigne fan since Let Go came out. Okay, so no. Avril Lavigne and I are going to spend an incredible romantic night together.
You're making enemies out of two.
All right, well, don't tell. No.
And the Rodrigo.
No, because Olivia Rodrigo, I told you, she survives and then extracts her revenge upon me in a brutal way. Okay, so she wins. So that's not a negative on her.
Okay.
The other one, don't worry about that. Don't tell anyone, please. Chupas Cabra, thank you for the contribution. Six Crow, that was really a tough one. You really cornered me on that one. Bono Zombies, Sammy Swiper. What's the status on the fall merch? I'm thinking it was a scam so you could get those margins a little wider, and I respect that. No. I am not even cutting a profit on this thing. As a matter of fact, this is great. I'm glad you asked because I got the message today. I don't know if you could see that, but that is a stack yay high of t-shirts, of hoodies, of sweatpants, all getting ready to go out. Everything will be shipped tonight and tomorrow. So I would think that next week is when everybody, it's going to start raining Not Sam merch down on everybody who ordered next week, and it's going to be amazing. So yes, next week. Here he is, Chupas Cabra. Next time Ian Fidance is on Jim and Sam, can you ask him about being canceled from Supernova Ska Fest over Twitter jokes? Was looking forward to meeting him. Oh, I hate to hear that. Yeah, I will. Okay, writes, please talk about Drake's son's rap song. I mean, it's not the best rap song I've ever heard, but, I feel like I have my kids come, I'm not going to broadcast it live, but I'll have my kids come down and mess around in the studio and record shows with them. I'm not going to upload it.
Twitter was trashing it, though. Which are fun. The comments are funny.
Well, of course, because that's why you don't do that. Like, you record the song and you send it to your friends or you share it with your family, but you don't make it public, because once you make a song public, people are free to smash or trash. Maybe next week we'll play Smash or Trash with Adonis Graham's first rap song.
Also, did you?
I don't know.
You did. You might have.
It is bars, but though, by the way, when he says, "I played my iPad till I broke my iPad." Go on. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I don't know if you congratulated Chupas Cabras on his first super chat.
Congratulations, Chupas Cabras. You did the first super chat. That was amazing. All right, look, Gamer 3x3. This is why, I say acknowledge. This is my first rodeo. You think I'm just going to say some ridiculous stuff for a $2 super chat? Come on, bro.
But I can confirm that is true.
About you. I acknowledged it, though, so that's the rules. Monkey U. Please don't judge me because this is something Hot Dog would and probably has said, but Jon Stewart is our generation's Walter Cronkite.
I love Jon Stewart. Did I tell you I used to go to his show, his taping like every week for the Daily Show? It was always entering like creep territory.
You went a lot?
I went like the Comedy Cellar a lot. Like I went a lot.
The kid's here again. The kid with the teeth. Yeah, he's here again.
Pick another taping. It's hard to get tickets. How does he get there every week?
I don't know why he's here again. He doesn't. I mean, he's young.
They don't let you do repeats for 6 months. Like it's like if you get tickets to the Jon Stewart taping, you can't come here for another 6 months, and you're in the email. I would make new emails, or I would have.
I had no idea.
No, I would make new emails, and then if I was planning on going with a friend, I would just use their email, and then I would get there like at least once every 2 weeks. I was there for an episode.
So you went over 20 times.
Yeah, and Colbert, because Colbert was right there too.
Would you like stay for Colbert, or would you just register for tickets to there as well?
Alternate dates. I can't do both because they're
You love going to stuff.
Yeah, I mean this is also when I was like working at the movie theater. Like what else did I have going on?
And it's free.
Yeah,
that's dope. That's so lit.
It was.
Finally, somebody asked about it. PHWOFL. Sam, looks like Mr. Norton has tied the knot. He married up. Still waiting on the show with your dad and Lila Garrity. Would love to see it. Yeah, if I get some time. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting Monday show, I feel like. We're going to have a lot to talk about with Jim based on his social media postings. Solemn Banks wrote, "Hey, Sam, can you ask Hot Dog to sing Chocolate Rain for us?" I feel like we might do that while he's topless if they don't do a GTA 6 reveal. Maybe at least one verse, or maybe at least just the hook.
Yeah,
just leave the mic to take a breath.
Yeah.
Okay. B Herb, F Mary Kill, Spider-Man Peter Parker, Spider-Man Miles Morales, or Spider Gwen. Ooh.
Is Spider Gwen the one that was taking back shots in the middle of the street?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a tough one. I feel like I would spend the evening with Spider Gwen because I saw her. I saw what she likes to get down with, and that looks cool.
Come on.
That looks fun. So I have to marry between Peter Parker or Miles Morales, marry one and kill the other. I'm probably killing Peter Parker, to tell you the truth. He's kind of cornball.
You just saying that? You just saying that for the culture?
I'm saying that for the culture right now.
I think you are. I think you're pandering.
No, to support the culture. No, because we got the same shoes too.
That's right. Yeah, I don't think Peter Parker's a sneakerhead.
Nah, I don't think so. I know Miles is though.
Yeah. Honestly, you might have more in common with Morales.
I probably do because I'm for the culture.
Yeah, you're cool. You're cool.
James Malaspino writes, "Happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. 4 years of keeping the clip alive. Am I officially a Not Sam mark now?" Yeah, send it again tonight. Have you sent it yet? Is it in my Twitter app mentions yet? I would be playing that Silver Shamrock song right now, except every time I do, YouTube goes, "No, you're busted." Nope, you're busted. You're not monetizing this. Although, Hot Dog, have you seen the Danhausen vignettes on AEW?
Mm-hmm. No, that's why that rang a bell.
Do I bring you, speaking of culture, do I bring you culture or what? You get the reference.
The creator of it. You create culture.
That's right. 3 more days till Halloween, 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 days till Halloween, Silver Shamrock. It's Silver Shamrock. Solemn Banks, bro, doesn't it bother you that the killer from Jeepers Creepers has a vanity plate on the car that he drives? I mean, did he go to motor vehicle and stand online for those? Yeah, I mean, yes, that's dumb. Yeah, that is a little dumb. PHWOFL. Oh, Avril Lavigne is already dead, Sam. Geez. Well, there are theories. There are conspiracy theories that this is a second Avril that we're seeing. That sometime after Let Go and before the second album, that the real Avril Lavigne vanished without a trace and she was replaced with a body double.
They're calling motherfuckers out of here, man.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. It is entirely.
Tyrone.
It's entirely possible. Douglas Bouchon. Hot dog entering creepy territory. All I hear is Gomer Pyle saying, surprise, surprise, surprise.
I don't get it.
That's his way of saying he's not surprised that you're a creep.
Oh.
Oh, all right, guys. It's been real. I appreciate you all hanging out. This is super fun. Do not forget to please, like this video, subscribe, leave a comment. I would hope that you all know to do that by now. But what I really hope is that you go over to Satisfying Pod on YouTube. At Satisfying Pod is the YouTube username. Go over there, subscribe. All new episodes of the Satisfying Podcast, starting with episode 1 this Thursday, will all be uploaded exclusively to the Satisfying Podcast YouTube page. It's the podcast that Nicole Biggins, Ryan are doing together, and it is fabulous. I would encourage you all to come aboard. And people go, well, can we get an audio feed? Unfortunately, we can't do it, but you could play it on YouTube. Put your phone down. Just listen to it. You don't have to look at your phone.
And if you don't have the YouTube subscription, just put don't forget to put the brightness down.
Put the brightness down on your phone, and then people will think you have the YouTube subscription.
There you go. That's what I do.
One time I was watching Peacock with Hot Dog, and they were like, for everybody with Peacock Premium, we're going to play a video right now. And then it went to commercial. And I was like, oh, Hot Dog.
Dan knows I'm all about just finessing these streaming networks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Trying to get that deal. All right, guys. Satisfying Pod. At Satisfying Pod. We will see you next week when either GTA 6 is confirmed or Hot Dog is topless. You got 5 styluses. You might as well use them. I'm going to cheers with you later.